Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Salvatore Rex, and today we're going to be talking about double lifts. Pretty much one of the most universal and necessary sleights in all of Magic. I'm going to teach you the version I use, which is called the strike double, and a little bit about my handling and sort of how I use it, my little tips and tricks. There are a lot of other kinds of ways to do a double lift. You can get a pinky break. You could, just get a break in the other way and just flip them over. For me, I like the strike double. Requires no get ready. You can do it relatively quickly, especially if you're, once you get more used to it, because a lot of it has to do with the feel. So anyways, let's talk about it. So what are we doing? Well, the first thing we're doing is we're beveling the deck towards our right hand. So it's going to look, the deck itself is going to look like this with the bevel, if you see what I'm talking about. And this is so that our right hand can reach under and feel two cards. That's all. That's all we're doing, is we're just feeling two cards and turning them over. That's simple. Reach in, feel two cards, turn them over. Now, I know it is simple. There's a lot of things that you can do to sort of make it easier on you or more convincing for the audience. One of them is, like I said, we're looking to push off. You want to push off two. That's ideal. If you can push off two and just turn them, you're golden. If you don't push off two or you push off three, that's when you got to feel. Maybe it might take you a second. But for the most part, once you bevel the deck and you push with your thumb, your left thumb, across a little bit, if you're pushing down enough, you'll take another card with you, especially if the deck is beveled. So you reach in, you feel the two cards, and you turn them over. This is not about speed. Remember that when it comes to all sleight of hand, it's not about speed. Most of it's about looking right. A lot of it is invisible if you do it right. So there's no reason to rush through it. There's no reason to make it a move, to make it a thing. You're just turning a card over. Now, there's a couple of ways, once you're in this position, there's a couple of ways that you can turn the card back over. You can just do another strike. That's easy. The way that I like to do it is I get my strike, I feel my two cards with my finger here, I flip it over, I keep my first finger, you can see, on the back of the card, which makes a little bit of pressure and bows the card. And that pressure is basically between your thumb, this finger, and these fingers on the side. That's what's causing that bow. Now, this is all done in the action of turning the card over. You let go with these two fingers, your middle and ring finger on your left hand, and the card just pops up right there in the back. And you can grab it, show it off, and put it back. It's pretty much that simple. Now, there's obviously a million things you can do with this. You can, have someone cut. You say, okay, this is your card. All right. Well, we're just going to rub it on the table and look at that. It changes to the 5. Something even as simple as that, as long as you can get the double lift right, you can make a miracle happen. So let's just find the new pair of cards. One more time. You are pushing over. After the deck is beveled, you're reaching in, grabbing 2, and you're turning it over as 1. And then you get that pop in the back corner, so you can turn it back over. Now, there's a couple of subtleties and a couple of handlings that I like to make sure the cards stay, together so they don't split. And basically because you're squaring up as you're turning it over. That's sort of the idea as well. So, because you want the cards to obviously not split. So one of the easiest ways to do that, I find, is with your right hand. When you're pushing over 2 with your left, you let it contact your finger. You let the first card right here contact your finger, and you push. You push with both hands together. And what that does is it squares that first card up with the second card, making you ready to grab it from the bottom. And the second thing I'm doing at the same time is my middle finger down here is contacting the bottom of the card and sort of bottom corner right about here, and is squaring that up. So if you square this up, the side, while you square the bottom up, it's sort of like squaring a deck like this. but with just one hand squaring. And you end up, sort of, in that position. So you're reaching in, pushing together to square, pushing up with your middle to square, and then flipping the card over, creating that pressure, and then popping the back out to turn it back over like that. That's my favorite way to do a double lift. There's a lot of reasons I like it, but the fact that there's no get ready, there's no pinky count to then do the double, there's no nothing like that. There is just, so you can have the spectators. Sometimes what I do is I'll do this to begin an ambitious card routine. I'll have the spectator behind their back cut the deck a bunch of times just to feel like they've done something. It does nothing. And then present the deck to me. That way we sort of we're under the impression I can't know the top card. That way, there's no backtracking how I would have known the top card. So all I would need to do is do my strike double, and they can sign this card. And then all I would need to do is push the double back over, thumb off the top card, put it into the deck, and we're ready for an ambitious card routine right there. So it gets you prepped for a lot of stuff. It's a really good utility move. And I don't really need to explain exactly how many things double lift is used for. It's pretty much, one of the great pillars of card magic. I just wanted to share with you sort of my version of the double lift and what I do in practice and sort of why I like it. But that's about everything I've got. So if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. If you like what you see and you want to see more tutorials, I'm going to try to start uploading a tutorial every week, usually on Tuesdays. So thanks so much for watching, and you have a good one.